All right. So, right hand, fist, power. Left hand, fingers together, friendship, tucking in the thumb, humility. Fist into the palm, welcome. It's good to see everyone. Where's home for you? California. Were you affected? Yeah, yeah, you sure did. Your house okay with? Okay, good, 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 good. All right, standing with feet shoulder, hip distance apart. Nice, gentle bend in the knees, tucking in the tailbone, heads lifted by the silk thread. Good straight body posture in this direction. Good straight body posture in this direction. We're going to breathe from the belly, all right? Inhale the hands up and exhale, relax the hands down, nice and slow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Push the hands in front of us next. Inhale to the heart and exhale. Inhale and exhale the hands down. Big, deep belly breath in. Long, slow breath out. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Arms over the head next. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, push down on the feet, up on the hands. Inhale and exhale, nice and slow. Big, deep belly breath in and long, slow breath out. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Arms to the side. Inhale to the heart and exhale. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, relax the hands down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Giving a big hug. Inhale the arms up. Keep inhaling as you open the arms up. Exhale, pushing the hands together. Keep exhaling as you float the hands down. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Arms in the diagonals. Inhale to the heart, left up, right down, exhale. Inhale to the heart, keep looking straight ahead, right hand up, left hand down, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nice and slow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And because I can't count, we're going to do it one more time. So inhale to center, exhale. Inhale, make sure you keep looking straight ahead. Exhale. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, relax the hands down. Want to make sure you keep looking straight ahead. Our body tends to go wherever we're looking. So if we're looking to the right, we're going to kind of go to the right. If you've ever been on the highway and driving and reading a billboard, and you're like, oh, Merrimack Caverns, I haven't been there in a long time. You need to look up and you're not in your lane anymore. You're over kind of on the shoulder. Your body kind of follows wherever you're looking. So we want to make sure you keep looking straight ahead. All right. All right. Flapping the arms like bird wings from that Wuji position. Inhale, long, slow, deep belly breath in. And then exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And lastly, my favorite, gathering chi. Inhale. Like I said, since it's my favorite, it's also your favorite. Exhale. Isn't that fun how that works? Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And there you go. That's our deep breathing exercises. Everyone good? All right, I'm going to check on something really fast. All good. All right. Okay. Let's do our warm-up exercise. It's going to start with the chin tuck, all right? Make sure you keep looking straight ahead as you do this. So from the Wuji position, make sure you keep a bend in those knees. That activates those leg muscles. We're going to float the hands up in front of us, shoulder height. Hands to the chest, tucking in the chin, looking straight ahead. Hands come out, chin gently floats up. And then we sink the chin down to the chest without leaning forward. Floating the hands up in front of us, shoulder height. Hands to the chest, tucking in the chin, looking straight ahead. Keep standing nice and straight and tall. Hands come out, chin gently floats up. And then we sink the chin down to the chest. One more time. Floating the hands up in front of us. Tucking in the chin, looking straight ahead. Hands come out, chin gently floats up. And sink the chin down to the chest. Beautiful. Next neck exercise, we're going to look side to side. Starting out, prayer hand position. Tai Chi ball, right hand is on top. Watching the left hand going over the left shoulder, looking left, pushing down on the right. And then we come back to center. Now the left hand is on top. Watching the right hand going over the right shoulder, looking right, pushing down on the left. Turn the neck, feel the stretch. And then we come back to center. Pause for just a second. Relax the hands down. When you're doing this exercise, try and keep your shoulders square to the front. So as I'm turning to the left, the only thing I'm turning is my neck from one side to the other side. So I'm not doing this as I turn, but I'm doing this as I turn. All right? I'm going to give you a little bit more stretch in your neck. It's going to help you with your balance. All right? All right. Prayer hand position. Tai Chi ball, right hand's on top. Left hand, left shoulder, looking left, pushing down on the right, turning the neck, feeling the stretch, and then coming back to center. Now the left hand is on top, watching the right hand going over the right shoulder, looking right, pushing down on the left hand. And we come back to center. One more time. One other hint I'll give you on this one, as you're turning to the left, we want to look off into the distance. So I'm not looking down at the ground, but I'm looking off into the distance. So as I'm turning my head, My head is staying straight, so I'm not doing this as I look side to side, but I'm doing this as I look side to side. All right? Prayer hand position. All these instructions. Tai Chi ball, right hand's on top. Watching the left hand going over the left shoulder, looking left, pushing down on the right. And then we come back to center. Tai Chi ball, left hand is on top, watching the right hand, going over the right shoulder, looking right, pushing down on the left. Nice, I like that. And come back to center. We're going to do one more because we're having so much fun. Right hand's on top, left hand, left shoulder, looking left, pushing down on the right simultaneously. Coming back to center. Now the left hand is on top, watching the right hand, going over the right shoulder, looking right, pushing down on the left. And then I come back to center, come back to prayer hands. That look very nice. Relax the hands down. Beautiful. All right, onto the shoulders, forward shoulder circles. Try and keep the waist still. All right? So we're bringing the shoulders back and then up, then forward without leaning forward and down. Shoulders back and then up, then forward and down. Back, up, forward, and down. Awesome. Now reverse. Shoulders forward and then up, then back and down. Shoulders forward without leaning forward, then up, then back and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Awesome. All right. Next shoulder exercise, gathering chi. I can feel the excitement. Gently reaching out. Imagine someone is very gently pulling on your wrist, opening, extending the body. And relax the hands down. Gently reaching out, reaching up. And relax the hands down. Beautiful. One more time. Gently reaching out, reaching up. And relax the hands down. Very nice. Everybody's on this side of the room today. We only have like a couple people and everybody's over there. I don't know what's going on. All right. Next exercise. It doesn't make any difference. Touching heaven and earth. So you're lifting the head by that silk thread. You're extending the spine. Make sure as you're lifting your head up that you're not looking up. Look straight ahead. But imagine there's a string up here at the crown of your head and gently pulling your head towards the ceiling. Okay? Everybody said yes, I'm sure of it. So, prayer hand position. Left hand up, right hand down, floating that head gently towards the ceiling. And we come back to center. Right hand up, left hand down, gently stretching the spine. And we come back to center. Left hand up, right hand down, gently stretching that spine. And we come back to center. Right hand up, left hand down, floating the head gently towards the ceiling. And come back to center. One more time. Left hand up, right hand down, stretching the spine. And then we come back to center. Right hand up, left hand down, gently stretching the spine. Good job. And then we come back to center, back to prayer hands. Relax the hands down. Beautiful. Carrying the ball side to side, not moving the hips, turning the upper body from the left side to the right side without moving the hips, all right? And our seated friends, you have an advantage. You can't move your hips because you're sitting on them, right? So that gives you guys a distinct advantage, all right? So, prayer hand position. Tai Chi ball, left hand is on top. Now, also think about where your elbow is at this point. You want to try and bring your elbow up so it's just below the shoulder. So I'm not doing this, but doing this, all right? Gently turning to the left. We turn the ball over, right hand's on top, and then gently turn to the right. Right hand is on top. Turning the ball over, left hand's on top. Think about where your elbow is. Gently turn to the left. Turning the ball over, right hand's on top. Again, think about where that elbow is and gently turn to the right. Nice and slow. We turn the ball over, left hand's on top, and then gently turn to the left. We turn the ball over, right hand's on top, and then gently turn to the right. One more time. Turning the ball over, left hand's on top. Pause for just a second. Make sure your elbow is where you want it to be, and then turn to the left. And then we turn the ball over, right hand's on top. Again, think about where your elbow is, and then gently turn to the right. And then we turn the ball over, we come back to center, and relax the hands down. I'll give you one hint about that exercise. Try and keep your body nice and straight. So I'm turning left, I'm turning right, but you stay nice and straight. So make sure you're not leaning left and leaning to the right or turning, all right? Always, always, always. Good posture seems to be one of the big things for balance, all right? All right. So one more exercise, one more standing exercise, and then we'll do some seated work, all right? Leg strengthening exercise. Make sure you're keeping your knee bent. Make sure you're keeping your body straight. Use your chair, help yourself out, okay? Yes. All right. Weight shifts to the left. Hard crowd today. Bend in the left knee, right foot, cat stance. All the weight is on the left foot. Tapping, right toe to the front, empty. Keep a bend in that left knee. And back to the cat stance. Tapping, right toe to the side, empty. Feel that nice stretch in the hip. And cat stance. Make sure you have a bend in your left knee. And then tapping the right toe behind us, empty. Keeping plenty of space between your feet. And cat stance. And then back to Wu Ji. Awesome. Other side, weight shifts to the right. Bend in the right knee, left foot, cat. Keep that upper body straight. Make sure you're not leaning. Tap, right toe to the front, empty. And cat stance. Tap, left toe to the side, empty. And cat stance. And then left foot behind us, empty. Keeping plenty of space between the feet. Use your chair. Make sure you're staying safe. Probably a little bit wider would be better, just FYI. There you go. Cat stance. And then back to Wu Ji. Just pointing it out to you, not being critical. All right, shake those legs loose. How's that feel? Thank you. All right. So let's have a seat. Let's do a few seated exercises. I had something I wanted to share with you, though. Thought you guys would like this one. So be a first if you like my dad jokes, right? Oh, you guys might like that one. Okay, I realized why they call this the month of May. It may rain, it may snow, it may be 80, it may be 20. Yeah, May. A woman is on trial for beating her husband to death with his guitar collection. The judge says, first offender, and she goes, no, first to Gibson, then offender. All right. So, let me get my chair here. All right. So, yes. Trying to get everybody where I can see them. All right. So, When we sit Tai Chi style, we sit up on the edge of the chair, all right? If you're able to sit up on the edge of the chair, not using the back of the chair, feet flat on the floor, 90-degree bend between the upper and the lower leg. So the knee stays directly above the ankle, okay? Kind of rock forward on the pelvic bone because that's a bowl-shaped bone. So we rock forward on the pelvic bone, and then the head is lifted by a silk thread. So we have good straight body posture in this direction and also in this direction, all right? So this is a very healthy way to sit. So when we sit and we want to exercise a little bit, even if um, actually, even if you don't exercise, like if you're watching TV tonight or something like that, try and sit this way. This really strengthens the core muscles. It's really hard to sit this way for very long, but if you're able to, helps you even more. Okay? So we're sitting up this way. We're going to do our first hip exercise. So we're going to turn to the right-hand side of the chair. Okay? Make sure as you're opening your leg up, you keep your knee directly above your ankle. Okay? So concentrate on the legs first, hands second, all right? So from the prayer hand position, gently pushing against the right wall, opening up that left leg, keep the knee above the ankle. And then we come back to center. Again, pushing against the right wall, opening up the left leg, feeling that nice stretch. Try and keep the knee above the ankle and relax. One more time, pushing against the right wall, opening up the left leg. Keep that knee directly above the ankle. And then we come back to center and relax the hands down. Turn back to center for just a second. So when we're doing this exercise, we're doing this. Keep this right angle so the knee stays directly above the ankle, all right? Because that really concentrates the stretch to here and here. If we do this or this or this, we kind of release that tension. So try and keep that knee directly above the ankle, okay? It's going to help your stretch. Let's turn to the left-hand side of the chair. Same thing, other side. Prayer hand position. Gently pushing against the left wall, opening up the right leg. Awesome. And then we come back to center. Pushing against the left wall, opening up the right leg. Feeling that nice stretch, knee directly above the ankle. And we come back to center. One more time, pushing against the left wall, opening up the right leg, feeling a nice stretch. And we're coming back to center, back to prayer hands. Relax the hands down, turn back to center, and shake those legs loose. Good job. All right. Second hip exercise. We're going to do two motions with the leg. We're going to lift. If I can scoot in. Yeah, even better. All right. Lifting the leg up, and then you're pushing the leg down like you're trying to drive your foot through the floor. All right. So our goal is to keep our back straight, whether we're lifting our leg or pushing down. Our natural reaction is going to be to try and lean back. We don't want to do that, all right? Some people also will kind of do a crunch, as I call it. So you try and keep your back straight as you're lifting your leg. And it's really going to concentrate on those core muscles when you do this, all right? It's almost like I'm sitting in your lap, isn't it? So what helps sometimes is imagine you're kind of gently lifting your head when you're lifting your knee. That'll help keep your back straight. Okay? All right. So sitting up nice and straight and tall, lifting up the left leg, hands are behind us. Keep that back nice and straight and relax. And then pushing down on the left foot hard as you can. Push, 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 and relax. Nice and slow, lifting the left leg up. Hands are behind us. Back is straight. And relax. Hands in front of us, pushing down on the left foot, hard as you can. Push, 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 trying to drive it through the floor. And relax. One more time. Lifting the left leg up. Hands are behind us. Back is straight. And relax. Then hands in front of us, pushing down on the left foot, hard as you can. Push, push, push. and relax. Beautiful. Right foot, same thing. Lifting the right leg up. Hands are behind us. Back and body stay straight and relax. Hands in front of us, pushing down on the right foot, hard as you can. Push, 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 and relax. Lifting the right leg up, hands are behind us. Keep that back straight and relax. Hands in front of us, pushing down on the right foot. Keep that back straight. Push, 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 and relax. One more time. Lifting the right leg up, hands are behind us. Keep the back straight and relax. Hands in front of us, pushing down on the right foot, hard as you can. Push, 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 and relax. Beautiful. Shake those legs loose. Good job. All right. Having fun? All right. Heel kick next. So it involves 4 motions: lifting the leg up, kicking the leg out. So you push out on the heel, up on the toe, and then you lift the leg back up. Don't skip this step. And then you float the foot to the ground. Don't drop the foot, float the foot to the ground. All right? You're trying to keep your back and your body straight. So you're not doing this or you're not doing this. All right? So you try and keep that back nice and straight. Again, it helps if you imagine you're lifting the head at the same time you're lifting your knee. Okay? All right. Oh, and punch out the opposite hand. Okay? Hands loosely gripped at the belt line. Picking up the left leg high as you're able to. Heel kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up that left leg, let it hover there, and then float the foot to the ground. Good job. Picking up the right leg, heel kick right, punching out the left fist. Picking up the right leg, let it hover there, and then float the foot to the ground. Picking up the left leg, heel kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, let it hover there, and floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, heel kick right, punching out left fist. Picking up the right leg and float the foot to the ground. Beautiful. One more time. Make sure the real important part of this exercise, the real powerful part of this exercise is trying to lift your knee as high as you're able to without leaning back. All right. So I'm not trying to do this, but I'm trying to do this. Try and lift that knee as high as you're able to. Really works the core. Okay. Hands loosely gripped at the belt line. Picking up that left leg high as you're able to. Heel kick left, punching out right fist, opposite hand. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, heel kick right, punching out left fist. And picking up the right leg, high as you're able to, and then float the foot to the ground. Shake those legs loose. Good job. Really quick, does anybody watch a show called The Piano? I think it's on ABC on Sunday nights. Anybody? 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 All right. So my understanding is, I don't know all the facts on this yet, but there is a show called The Piano that is on ABC on Sunday nights. And I think the whole premise of the show is they have 2 accomplished musicians kind of audition whatever season is, like 10 different pianists or 8 different pianists, and then they pick one. I haven't seen it. I know somebody who has, but last season, I don't know who the judges were, but they chose this young lady who was 13 years old and autistic, and she did such a brilliant job at the piano. She had the judges crying. It was so beautiful. The reason I'm telling you this, you guys have heard me talk about Dr. Lam, and so Dr. Lam has a daughter. You're listening to one of her songs, right? Yeah, I think that's one of her songs. You hear me play her songs a lot. So her name is Andrea Lam, Andrea new word LAM. So Andrea Lam has combined with Harry Connick Jr., and so they are the judges, as I understand it, for this year's show. So apparently you can see them on Sunday. Again, I haven't seen it yet, trying to gather all the information, but she's a very accomplished musician. She studied at Juilliard. So it's pretty wild. So if you like that type of thing, you might want to check. Yes, sir. I think it's on every Sunday, as best as I can tell. I'm trying to gather in all the details, but I think it's a series, kind of like a Star Search or one of those type of series. Pardon me? I'm pretty sure it's on Sunday, but no, I don't know exactly because I haven't been able to find it yet. But I'm looking. I'm looking hard. But you can check Andrea Alam on YouTube, and she plays like some Mozart and Chopin on YouTube, and she's really, really good and very kind also. So, all right, toe kick. Same thing we were just doing. Now you point the toe forward instead of pointing the toe up. All right. So everything else is still the same, including you're trying to lift that knee as high as you're able to. Okay. Hands loosely gripped at the belt line. Nobody said yes. Picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up that left leg, pull that knee as high as you're able to, float the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, toe kick right, punching out left fist. Picking up the right leg and float the foot to the ground. Picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, toe kick right, punching out the left fist. Picking up the right leg, floating the foot to the ground. Beautiful. We're going to do this 2 more times. Remember, try and sit up on the edge of your chair, not using the back of your chair. The other thing that may help you is when you're punching. So if I'm kicking, when you punch, keep your body straight. So when I punch, I'm not doing this or doing this, but I'm doing this. I'm keeping my body nice and straight. All right. Posture has a lot to do with our balance. All right. And so we get to practice our posture when we're in the chair. So try and keep your posture nice and straight. All right. 2 more times. Picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, toe kick right, punching out the left fist. Opposite hand. Picking up the right leg, floating the foot to the ground. 1 more time. Sitting up, nice and straight. Picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, toe kick right, punching out left fist. And then we pick up the right leg and float the foot to the ground. Shake those legs loose. Isn't that a fun exercise? Yeah, it's good for the legs. It is a really good exercise for the legs. Any questions on any of the exercises we did? All right, so stand if you're able to. Let's do a few more exercises. I'm going to put a chair next to you so you have something to hold on to, all right? Okay, sure. I want you to be safe, so. All right, so we're going to do our ankle exercises next, all right? So weight shift to the right, bend in the right knee, use that chair if you need to. Left foot, touch heel and toe. Heel and toe. Don't move the leg, move the ankle. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. 1 more time, heel and toe. Now, shift weight to the left, bend in the left knee. Keep the body straight. Make sure that you're not leaning back to try and keep yourself in balance. Try and keep the body straight in this direction, also in this direction, all right? Pardon me. Weight shifts to the left. Bend in the left knee, right foot, touch heel and toe. Heel and toe. Move the ankle, not the leg. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Heel, toe. All the weight's on the left. Heel, toe. Use the chair if you need to. Heel and toe. And back to center. Beautiful. Second ankle exercise. Weight shifts to the right. Left foot touch little toe and then big toe. Outside and inside. Little toe, big toe, outside and inside. And then come back to center. I'll give you a quick hint about this exercise. Um, so just showing you right now. Try and touch, pardon me. Sorry, hang on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Try to touch the same spot on the carpet with your little toe and big toe. So you're not doing little toe, big toe like this, not moving the ankle much when you do that. When you touch little toe and big toe, now you're focusing on the ankle. Okay? So keeping that in mind, weight shift to the left, right foot, little toe and big toe, outside, inside. Keep all your weight on the left. Little toe, big toe, outside, and inside. And then come back to center. Awesome. That's our warm-up exercises. Everybody good? All right. Balance exercise. The hokey pokey. This is another hip exercise where we're touching the heel in front of us, empty, no weight on it. Touching the toe behind us, also empty, no weight on it. All right. As you're starting out, keep the heel and toe in close. As you get better, you can extend back further. But you always, always, always keep the body straight in this direction. You're touching heel and touching toe. Keep that upper body straight. Okay. Make sure that you're not doing this and this. Okay. Use your chair. All right. I want everybody to stay safe. So please use your chair. All right. Try it once with that chair. As you start to wean yourself away from the chair, you can let your hand just kind of hover over that chair back. But I want everyone to stay safe because this will definitely test your balance. All right. Two more things. As you step backwards, make sure, pardon me, you have plenty of space between your feet. So when you step back, you're not doing this or this, but you're doing this, keeping that nice wide stance. That's a safe way to do it. We want that to be in your muscle memory, okay? And then finally, I like it when all of my students do this, but especially my Parkinson's friends. So as you transition between heel and toe, I want you to lift the knee and touch the toe, lift the knee and touch the heel. Okay? All right. So seated, same thing that we did earlier where you're lifting the leg up, pushing the leg down, same exercise. Okay? All right. Got that? All right. Weight shifts to the right, bending the right knee, holding on to that chair, staying safe. Empty left heel, hands behind us. All the weight stays right. And then we lift the knee, empty on the toe, hands behind us. Make sure you're stepping wide as you do this, all right? Lifting the knee as we transition, empty heel, hands behind us. Use your chair, stay safe. And then we lift the knee, empty on the toe, hands in front of us. Make sure that you're stepping wide as you do this. That's going to help your balance. Lifting the knee, empty on the heel, hands behind us. And then lifting the knee, empty on the toe, hands behind us. Make sure you're stepping wide. And come back to center. Make sure you're stepping wide, Anita. Yes. It helps actually to balance the body. But if you need to use the chair, go ahead and do that. But your hands are behind you while the heel's in front of you. It's also working a different area of your brain. Yes, heel in front, hands behind, toe behind, hands in front. And it's actually working two different sides of the brain simultaneously, which is kind of a unique principle of Tai Chi. Does that make sense? It's the same type of principle as you're looking to the left. So your left hand is out and you push down on your right hand. Again, your brain is telling your hands to be doing two different things simultaneously. It helps us to multitask also. So often we try to, we'll coordinate, especially people with Parkinson's will try and coordinate. That's one reason why the walking gait, one of the reasons why the walking gait is a little different. A normal walking gait, when you step out with your foot, your other hand comes forward. Sometimes with people with Parkinson's, they walk with the same hand and same foot. So that yeah, the opposite is happening the same way. I don't know. I don't know a good way to say that. Uh, yes, exactly. Yeah. A lot of the times, probably almost everybody in here, when you went to your doctor the first time and said, I think I have Parkinson's, or the doctor goes, I think you might have Parkinson's, she usually takes you out in the hallway and says, I want you to walk for me, and I'm going to watch you walk. That's usually one of the first ways they diagnose that you have Parkinson's, because they watch your walking gait. So, so yeah, you want to try and work on that normal walking gait. No, that's another thing with walking gait. So yeah, that's one reason why I have you lift your knee as you transition from forward to backward, because a lot of times it's that shuffling gait where you don't bend your knees and just kind of shuffle your feet forward instead of stepping when you walk. So yeah, there's a couple different things that go in there. So all right, let's do it again, both sides. All right. Weight shifts to the right, bending the right knee, using your chair. I want everyone to stay safe. Empty left heel, hands behind us, and then lifting the knee as we transition, empty left toe, hands in front of us. Make sure you're stepping wide. Lifting the knee, empty on the heel, and then lifting the knee, empty on the toe. Nice. And come back to center. Give you one more hint about this, then I'll shut up. Make sure you're looking straight ahead. So as you're touching the toe, if you start to look down, it starts to pivot your body. So instead, you look straight ahead as you're touching your toe, and your body will stay straight. Okay? Weight shifts to the left, bending the left knee, empty right heel, hands behind us. And then lift the knee as we transition, empty right toe, hands in front of us. Good job. Lifting the knee, empty on the heel. Lifting the knee, empty on the toe. One more time. Use that chair. Stay safe. Empty on the heel and empty on the toe. Nice. And come back to center. All right. We're going to do one other quick exercise really quick here before we have to end. Let Jen get in here. So where you were setting your heel down empty, now you set your whole foot down, but it's still empty. There's no weight on it. All right. And then we shift our weight forward 70%, 30%, punching out the opposite hand. And then the weight shifts back. So that foot is empty once again. Nothing, no weight on that foot. And then we come back to center. All right. This is really helpful on days like this when things are slick outside. You step out empty. That helps keep you safe. Okay? All right. Hands loosely gripped at the belt line. We're going to weight shift to the right. Bending the right knee. Stepping out empty with the left foot. Keeping plenty of space between your feet. Beautiful. Shifting weight left. Punching right. Bow stance. Get that weight up on that front leg. 70% of the weight. Try and keep the back heel down. Weight shifts back. I haven't moved the feet yet. And then I come back to center. Beautiful. Keep that back nice and straight. Make sure that you're not leaning back. Weight shifts to the left, stepping out empty right foot. Again, plenty of space between the feet. Shifting right, punching left, bow stance. Bring that weight forward onto that front leg. 70% of your weight's on that front leg. Now you shift the weight back. You haven't moved the feet yet. Back is nice and straight. and then you come back to center. Beautiful. Let's do it one more time. Weight shifts to the right, body is straight, stepping out empty left foot. Nice. Shifting left, punching right, keeping the back heel down. Beautiful. Weight shifts back, don't move the feet yet, and then come back to center. Same thing, other side, weight shifts left, stepping out empty right. No weight on the right foot at this point. Now shifting right, punching left, bow stance. Bring that weight forward onto that right leg. There we go. Weight shifts back. Don't move the feet yet. And then we come back to center. Beautiful. I'll give you one hint on that one. We're not going to try it again. But as you shift your weight, use your hips to shift your weight. So when I want to shift my weight forward, I drive those hips forward. Think of like a batter or a pitcher. They use their hips to give them power. So same as we do this, we're moving our hips. Okay? All right. Let's do our 3 cool down exercise. Any questions about anything we did? All right. Lightly punch inside of the arm and the outside of the arm. Inside of the other arm and outside of the arm. Onto the tailbone. Good for your blood pressure, good for your prostate. And then the legs. Tighten up all the muscles in the body and relax. Tighten up the muscles and relax. One more time, tighten up the muscles and relax. Gathering chi. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. All right. So Jen is coming in next. So if you would exit out of that door, please. By the way, you win the long distance award for being here from California. So good for you. So Jen is here teaching kickboxing. Sorry, just had a brain fog there. I will be back tomorrow teaching Tai Chi, same time, 11 o'clock. We end like 10 minutes later and we do meditation. If you haven't tried meditation, give it a try. All right? All right. Thank you, guys. Sure. Thanks.